Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, I will be teaching you how to play Blood Debt. Now, I'm sure most of you have at least heard of Blood Debt, as long as you've watched literally any of my videos. If you haven't, you should probably go check some of those out. But if you're new, here's a quick rundown. Blood Debt is a Roblox game created by the devs, I tried at least. It's a murder mystery style game with 3 different game modes. We're starting with the first and most important one, Debt Mode. Dead mode is the main murder mystery part of the game. It has 3 roles: bystander, vigilante, and killer. Each one matters in its own special way. So first, let's get started with bystander. As a bystander, your job is basically being the bullet sponge to the vigilante. Here's the hero of your story. As soon as you spawn in, grab a weapon. Any weapon will do. Your main objective is to follow those little highlighted spots on the map. Those are your task. Finishing your task drains the timer faster, and if the killer runs out of time, you win. Tasks also increase your chances of getting a better roll in the next round. When you eventually and inevitably hear gunshots, run towards them. Once you spot the person that's producing them, first check to see if it's the killer by using this picture chart that I've provided. If he has any of these guns, he's the killer, unless the game mode is swapped. Make sure you pay attention to that. If it is the killer, attack him. When you hit him with your weapon, you will stun them. Once you stun them, flee the area. If you find the killer before the vigilante is there to save you, hit him, and then try to go find the vigilante. Give him useful info. What type of clothing was this person wearing? What's their hair color? Or what's the name that's on top of their freaking head?
Bruh.
Once the killer kills the vigilante, or the timer runs out, you win. But if the vigilante dies, here's what to do. If you see a green glowing light underneath the vigilante's body, that's his dropped weapon. Wait till the killer leaves or gets distracted by another victim. Grab the gun and finish off the killer yourself. Before we move on, we have to talk about the most important mechanic: gunplay. Guns in Blood Dead are way more realistic than most average Joe Schmo FPS games. So you need to actually know what you're doing if you want to succeed. First, equip your weapon. Be wary that this does take a small amount of time, so make sure you have the time to do so. By pressing V, you switch fire modes between full auto and semi-automatic. Some guns have burst fire, and some are only semi-automatic, so keep that in mind. Pressing R is your standard reload key, as usual, as well as right-click to aim and left-click to shoot. If you reload on an empty gun, you need to remember this one rule: pressing T. T chambers a new round, so you can keep on firing. Some guns do work differently though. For example, revolvers. For revolvers, you have to press T to open up the chamber. After you press T, repeatedly tap R until you've loaded all the rounds that you need. Then press T to close the chamber and you're ready to go. For some guns, like the SKS, you only need to press R once or twice after you open the chamber. But for some guns, like bolt actions and pump shotguns, you need to press T for every shot. Be sure to inspect your weapon before shooting, so you know what to do. Now that we've covered gunplay, we can move on to the next role, where this will become very vital: killer. As the killer, you have a debt to pay. Unfortunately, this is not one that can be settled with a trip to the bank. Only a gun will do. Your objective is to locate the target using the clues given. Doing tasks as the killer will give you some clues, but to be honest, the clues really suck. If you're given a good clue though, try to find your target. If not, it's time to locate the vigilante. The vigilante is sometimes very dumb, and sometimes he has his weapon out, and he's flashing it everywhere. But sometimes he's not. If you do locate him, try to pick up a weapon. One of the ones that the bystanders use, and stun him with it. Or you can use some of the few tools that you have as killer to your advantage, such as a sound grenade, which could be used as a needed distraction to get a jump on him or just to distract him. Or, classic everyday grenade. It is as it seems. It's a lazy way to do your job, but it gets the job done. There's one more item that I've recently found. It's very useful. The cell phone, which will give you hints every time you call it, but make sure to do it in a secluded area. If you manage to take care of the vigilante, make sure to protect his weapon at all cost. Take care of anyone that gets too close to avoid them attacking you and trying to grab it for themselves. Once you clear the vicinity, close the door, or wherever you kill them, attempt to hide the gun so no one can find it. At that point, it's as easy as just taking care of everyone else. It doesn't matter. You'll eventually take care of your target. It doesn't matter how many people get in your way. If you're able to take out your target without doing all of that, it makes things a whole lot easier. But either way, you'll still get the win. But there are some special occasions. Sometimes you'll have two targets, one of them a primary and one of them a secondary. If you kill both, you win. Or on other maps, such as the TNU Ministry map, your target might be armed, so beware. Now, the next and final role of Det mode, the Vigilante.
Come on, dude, you got it. You got it. Sheriff, you got it. Okay, you might not have it. Press R, reload. Why are you putting your gun away, bro? You know he's the bad guy, bro. Just keep your gun out. Ramel, this isn't you, gang. I'm sorry, Ramel. I'm sorry. No! I'm sorry.
As the Vigilante, you are the savior. Your job is to walk around and make sure no one's getting hurt. Try to hide your identity while searching. Don't pull out your weapon unless you're provoked. Try to stick around the main group. But don't draw attention by standing in one spot or seeking a vantage point. If you're standing around, you're acting suspicious. This is also good advice for if you're the killer. Once you hear shots, if someone attempts to pull something, retaliate. You win, you win. If you lose, just hope someone picks up your gun and takes your place. Your next full game mode is Team War. The underground gangs and factions are at war, and unfortunately, you're a part of it. In Team Fight, you start with a team, of course. There are many different teams and maps. I'll list them here and show you what they look like. When you get a team, memorize them. Remember your color or a certain attribute, like mask or other objects. Now, pick a weapon. There are several to choose from. Most of them are good at getting the job done. Pick the one you're most comfortable with and get ready. Once you hear the war cry, it's time to move. Try to reach the enemy as fast as possible to catch them off guard. Attempt to take care of them, but keep your distance to avoid getting overrun by the onslaught. You can either stay with your team or split off. It's your choice. There's no team killing anyway, so don't worry. Some maps do have vehicles like cars or motorcycles. Me personally, I don't really know how to use them, but you can ride with others if you feel. Personally, I feel cars are death traps, so it's your decision. Once you take care of the enemies, you win. Now, on to the last and very controversial mode, Juggernaut. definition of being in the wrong place, wrong time. In Juggernaut, there are only two roles, the Juggernaut and the bystander. As a bystander, your objective is simple. Arm yourself with anything. Hide and pray. Don't be a hero. Hide, run, and fight. Do what you must to survive. If you manage to survive until police arrive, you will receive a more appropriate weapon. At that point, find the Juggernaut and help the police enact vengeance. If you're the Juggernaut, your objective is to kill them all. No mercy. Find them and take care of them as fast and as efficiently as possible. If you fail to take out everyone before the timer, the dead arise again. That's the police. If you manage to take care of both the police and the now armed bystanders, congratulations, you win. Unfortunately. Now, some maps work differently. In the case of home invasion, you're either the homeowner or the robbers. Both are armed. If you take care of the robbers, they come back as police. If the robbers take care of you, you become the police, as well as anyone you took with you. In the winter offensive map, you're either the Russian sniper or the NATO soldiers trying to take back what's theirs. If you fail to kill all NATO in time, they'll come back. In the abandoned office building, if you're the police, you best start praying. Because you need to take down a Juggernaut with a minigun to win. If you're the Juggernaut, you better take revenge for John Raven. That's the three main modes. If you'd like me to cover any new sub modes for the Debt mode, or the lore of Blood Debt in general, please like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Don't forget to check out any of my other videos where I interview and play with the head dev himself, John Raven. Have a great day. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm broke. Please, 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 please.